Hello everyone, this is Bhumika Mohan. In this video, I'm going to discuss a topic related to universal human values, that is continuous happiness and prosperity, which are the basic human aspirations. Coming to the contents of this video, first I'm going to talk about meaning of happiness and then meaning of prosperity. Then I'm going to talk about the difference between prosperity and wealth, prevailing notions of prosperity, program for continuity of happiness and some key takeaways, and lastly a conclusion. So, coming to meaning of happiness, the state or situation in which I live, if there is harmony or synergy in it, then I like to be in that state or situation. That is, to be in the state of liking is happiness. To be in a state or situation which is naturally acceptable is happiness. That is, happiness equals harmony. Some exploration will show that when we are in a state of harmony within, we feel happy because that state is naturally acceptable to us. When we are in a situation with the outside world in which there is harmony, we feel happy as the feeling of being in that situation is naturally acceptable to us. This state or situation of being in line with natural acceptance is happiness. Similarly, the state or situation in which I live, if there is disharmony or contradiction in it, it is not naturally acceptable to be for me to be in that state or situation. To be forced to be in a state or situation which is not naturally acceptable is unhappiness. That is, to be forced to be in a state of disharmony or contradiction is unhappiness. That is, unhappiness equals disharmony. So, coming to the table where happiness and unhappiness is described, the state or situation in which I live, if there is harmony or synergy in it, then it is naturally acceptable to be in that state or situation. Which is said to be in a state of harmony or synergy is happiness, which tells that happiness equals to be in harmony. Coming to unhappiness, the state or situation in which I live, if there is disharmony or contradiction in it, then it is not naturally acceptable to be in that state or situation, which is said to be forced to be in a state of disharmony or contradiction is unhappiness, which tells that unhappiness is disharmony. Coming to this, happiness is a state of mind or feeling characterized by contentment, love, satisfaction, pleasure, or joy. It can also be said that a variety of biological, psychological, religious, and philosophical approaches have striven to define happiness and identify its sources. Happiness may be described as consisting of positive emotions as positive activities. It can also be said that it is the state of mind where we feel good in most of the walk of life. Philosophers and religious thinkers often define happiness in terms of living a good life, of flourishing, rather than simply as an emotion. So, is happiness the same as excitement? The question is whether the feeling that we get is happiness or something else. What we get from the favorable sensation is it happiness? Is the favorable feeling we get from the other is happiness? What we get in both cases is a sort of momentary happiness. This is what is called as excitement. There is confusion between excitement and happiness, that is a harmonious state within. Excitement is short lived, not sustainable, while a harmonious state within is something which can be continuous and sustainable. Coming to the meaning of prosperity, prosperity is a feeling of having more than required physical facility. It is the a state of flourishing, thriving, success, or good fortune. Prosperity often encompasses wealth but also includes other factors which are independent of wealth to varying degrees, such as wisdom and health. The word means sum of three aspects, that is, health, wealth, and wisdom. Almost all of us feel that wealth alone means prosperity and try to explain this phenomenon on this non existent or half fact. This is the state or of enlightenment towards better life and happy society. There are two basic requirements for this prosperity: right assessment of the need for physical facility along with its required quantity, and the second one is ensuring the availability or production of more than required physical facility. We can have a feeling of prosperity only if we are able to do the right assessment of our physical needs. The right assessment of physical needs, along with the required quantity, will come through right understanding. Without that right assessment, the feeling of prosperity cannot be assured, regardless of the availability or accumulation of physical facility that we may have been able to do. Just assessing the need is not enough. We need to ensure the availability or production of more than the required quantity. This requires skills, technology, and production. With both of these, right assessment and availability, we have more than required physical facility, and over and above that, it is a matter of feeling that we have more than enough. When you have a feeling of prosperity, you will naturally think of nurturing and enriching others. On the other hand, if we feel deprived, then we think of exploiting and depriving others. So, in this diagram, it tells the true meaning of prosperity, which is wealth, health, social status and respect, loving family and friends, peace of mind, happiness and joy, and lastly, fulfilling career. All this make up to the meaning of prosperity. So, let me tell about the difference between prosperity and wealth. Wealth is a physical thing. It means having money or having a lot of physical facilities or both. Prosperity is a feeling of having more than required physical facilities. So, coming to prevailing notions of prosperity, by and large, there is confusion between accumulation of physical facility and the feeling of prosperity. It is generally assumed that the richer you are, the more prosperous you are. That is, the more you have accumulated, the more prosperous you are. With this sort of assumption, we perceive prosperity with an obsession for profit for accumulation. That is, happening all around. The major focus in the society today is on accumulation of physical facility. In particular, there is a major focus on accumulating money. Today, most of the wealth, that is money in the world, is owned by a very tiny percentage of people. Many such people are seen exploiting others and exploiting the earth in an effort to accumulate even more. Without clarity about how much is required, the effort is for an unlimited quantity of physical facility and by almost any means. First, the efforts may be by legal means and then slip to even illegal means. This is all because the quantity required is undefined and there is a feeling of deprivation. So, coming to program for continuity of happiness, the expanse of our living is at the following four levels. First, as an individual human being. Second, as a member of a family. Third is as a member of society. And last, that is fourth, as a unit in nature or existence. Therefore, the program for ensuring the continuity of happiness is to understand the harmony and to live in harmony, that is at all levels of being. As we have seen, the first one is individual human being, second is family, third is society, and the fourth one is nature or existence. So, some key takeaways are happiness is to be in a state of harmony. The expanse of our living is at four levels, that is, individual human being, family, society, and nature or existence. And thus, the program for continuity of happiness is to be in harmony at all these levels. So, the prosperity is a feeling of having more than required physical facility. Coming to the conclusion, in summary, continuous happiness and prosperity are integral to the human experience, deeply rooted in universal human values. Continuous happiness and prosperity are fundamental human aspirations intertwined in various ways. Achieving and maintaining them requires a holistic approach encompassing positive mindset, healthy relationships, financial stability, personal growth, and community involvement. By addressing these areas, individuals can work towards a fulfilling and prosperous life. Thank you.